Willkommen, bienvenue, and welcome. I am just another Pokédad, and if you know where I stole my intro from, you are my kind of geek, and I say geek lovingly. Today I am going to profile a variant on one of the very first decks I ever made. My son and I started playing Pokemon really the week before Sun and Moon came out for pre-release. So our first real tournament was pre-release for Sun and Moon, and that's where we sort of are jumping in point. So for me, I kind of came in not knowing really what any of them were about. Get that out of my... Sorry, I'm being a nerd. Nerd for my hat. All right. I'm kind of a hat nerd in general. I love a good Stetson or fedora on my head. Okay, so my first deck was Solgaleo. This is who I built I don't know. Maybe it was just that he could do such a walloping amount of damage, but I could never get the deck to work. Never. I never knew, I didn't know what I was doing. But I've developed. And then Guardians Rising came out, and my deck became Metagross Solgaleo. I thought, I'm a genius. The two of those together, brilliant. Before that, it was Solgaleo Lurantis. I tried everything, and just nothing worked right. But then we started going to some regionals, and Metagross did really well without Solgaleo. And suddenly I was like, that's how it works. Well, now, because of the success of Metagross, I decided to go back to Solgaleo and use the model of the Metagross only deck for Solgaleo and see if that worked. And with Gardevoir-GX right now being so popular and so prevalent, Solgaleo is the answer. 230 knocks out Guardy even if he's got a weakness policy on him. And believe me, Gardevoir decks are going to start teching in weakness policies. If they haven't already, they will be, because Metagross knocks out Gardevoir. And then in the Crimson Invasion, we're going to have Registeel. Gardevoir is here to stay. It's going to be one of the most popular, prevalent, difficult decks to beat. But people are going to be working on doing it. And with weakness to steel, Gardevoirs are going to start teching in weakness policy if they're not already. And Solgaleo can just knock Guardy out even with a weakness policy. Not an issue. So, that's why I wanted to go back to Solgaleo. And I think this deck works. And I use the same kind of model that the Metagross deck works off of. Now, the difference is where Metagross now is working with Necrozma, we're working with Rayquaza. For Turbo Storm, because Solgaleo's main attack, or only attack, really is you have to discard all the energy. Rayquaza helps you get a couple of it back with Turbo Storm. He's not a very strong, he's a basic, but he's not very strong. 120, you're probably only going to get one use out of him. So we run two of them in the deck, and the goal is you put them out. The thing is with Solgaleo, you want to not do the big knockouts. You don't want to waste those attacks on basics. You want to do unless you have to. But you want to do the 2-hit knockout or the 2-card knockout. So, all right. So you got to get your energy back. Rayquaza is how you do it. 2 Rayquaza. Then we're running 3 Cosmogs. Or 4 Cosmogs. I'm sorry. 4 Cosmogs. 3 Cosmoems. 3 copies of Solgaleo. And then, are we running 2 copies? Yes, that's right. 2 copies of Baby Solgaleo. Why I like Baby Solgaleo is Fangs of the Sun, 170 damage, but you don't have to discard your energy. Now, that knocks out, with Choice Band, 200, you can knock out just about anybody that you need to. Anybody that, anybody you can't knock out, send in the big boy. But this will take care of it. Also, the first attack, Shining Arrow does 50 damage to one of their bench, which is a great little, it's a great little boom snipe attack. So 160, not the greatest, but and of course, like always, weak to fire, not the greatest, but resistant to psychic, which is nice. So you're running 2 of these because the goal is you get 1 out and 2 Solgaleos. Well, 1, the mini Solgaleo is your answer to mini Ninetales. Easy knockout on a mini Ninetales. But with 2 of the big Solgaleos out, use Ultra Road. Move him after he attacks with Fangs of the Sun and can't attack next turn. Oh, you move him back to your bench. Ultra Road once, Ultra Road again, move him out into the active again, and he clears his memory, and now you can attack Fangs of the Sun every turn. So you either do that, or you have one Solgaleo and 2 mini Solgaleos, and you just switch them back and forth. So either way, it works. 3 copies of Lele, 2 copies of Vulpix, which we all know why. Beacon, boom. Start evolving if you can. 2 Field Blowers because, again, Garbodor, geez, dummy. Garbodor, or Garbodor, with, not the Garbotoxin version, the other one, that stops abilities. You got to get rid of their tool, so you got a couple Field Blowers because you have to use your abilities. You really want to use Ultra Road in this pretty badly. 2 Heavy Balls. You can get your Cosmoems with that. You can get your Solgaleos. We're running 2 Max Potions. The nice thing about Max Potion is you use it on your Solgaleo because the beauty is you knock a Gardevoir out with Solgaleo. You get rid of all your energy. So even if they got a Gardevoir on their bench and they come up, they're going to have 9 energy on it to knock you out in return. And if you already don't have any energy on you, you heal yourself. So if they don't get the knockout on that turn, then they're hurting. So 3 copies of Rare Candy. We're going to run 1 Super Rod, 3 Ultra Ball, 2 Alter the Moon. Helps. They get rid of that. That way you're a little protected against Volcanion Turtonator, which is tough against you because of weakness. But if you can get that out and keep it out, the turns you need it, you're all right. Brigette, 1 copy of Brigette, which I teeter back and forth on 1 or 2, but because we're running Vulpix, we're only running 1 in this deck, but I kind of want to run 2, so I may see where I can, I just don't know where I can find the extra slot, really, without losing maybe one of the Solgaleos, and I don't like to do that, but I'd like to run a second Brigette in this deck. I'm thinking about it. 3 Guzmas, 3 Ns, 3 Sycamores, 3 Choice Bands, 3 DCEs, and 10 Metal Energy. That is the deck. It runs pretty well. It's not as slow. The nice thing is the meta is slowing down just enough that this deck is okay. And maybe that was why it took till now to work, because the meta was faster. But now we got a lot of stage 2s taken over. So we're going to come back. I'm going to play it in a duel, and we're going to see how it goes. All right. Stay with us. All right, we're back for the first duel. We are playing Lovecraft 1890. A nice hello to you, sir, ma'am, it. I don't know. All right, going first. Mulligan all the way around, which is nice. All right. Well, looks like we're starting Rayquaza. Not ideal, but what can you do? At least we have Lele, so we can get a Brigette. Fingers crossed. Fingers actually crossed. All right. All right. Here we go. Let's see what happens. Let's try and get a Brigette. Got it. Oh, you have a good deck. Thanks. A Lapras deck. 1, 2, 3. I will retreat. And be done. All right, we're set up for turn 2. This is a pretty good setup. About as good as we're going to get. And then I do have an N in my hand for next turn, which is nice. And at least with Lapras, you have a turn, maybe 2, before they start hitting you with an actual attack. So, but since he just used an energy switch, probably only going to get 1 more turn out of it, but that's all right. Let's put Choice Band there. We're going to N away the cards he just drew. Nice. We've got a good setup here. I like it. I like it a lot. I'm going to Ultra Ball away a couple energy. I can hopefully get them back with Rayquaza, just so I can get that 3rd Cosmoem, and then we beacon for 2 Solgaleos, and we're going to be off to the races. Solgaleo, and we're going to get a mini Solgaleo. Nice, nice setup. So, provided we don't get end, at least we'll have those. But if we do get end, we get 6 cards, and hopefully we'll draw into one of them. So, let's just see. We should probably lose our Vulpix, which is a bummer, but we can live with that because we're going to put a Solgaleo out. And then ideally we will Soul Burst, get all our energy going. And the beauty is on his Ice Beam GX with Ultra Road, it just won't affect us. So I'm not too worried. We'll just move him forward. We got to move someone forward. We're going to evolve anyway. Nice. Yep, a little Po Town hurts, but hurts that one a little more than. And then we'll Soul Burst. And get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the beauty is, Mini Solgaleo can knock out Lapras right now because of the Choice Band. So I maybe should have held the Choice Band in my hand, because now Field Blower is going to get rid of both of them. And I don't run a ton of them in this deck, so I maybe should have just held on to it until I was ready to attack. That's one of those things that I sometimes foolishly just don't do. Oh, wishy-washy, huh? Let's do this, and we'll Guzma. But it's not a knockout, so I'm gonna Ultra. No, I'm not. Well, yeah, I am, because I committed to it. And we'll knock you out. We've got our Rayquaza, so next turn we'll move him up, since he doesn't have any energy, and everything he takes he's got is going to require a bit of energy to get moving. We'll move Rayquaza up and get some energy back, and then we can start going to town. So we'll Ultra Road up Rayquaza. Get with Turbo Storm. We'll get a couple back onto Solgaleo, and the beauty is now if I move Mini Solgaleo up, I can knock out Wishy-Washy. Even as he gets rid of both my Field Blowers, I've got enough to be able to knock this Wishy-Washy out, and then that just puts us in a position that we're gonna just take it to school. Let's get rid of Potown, and there we're going to Ultra Road and this deck, it's pretty solid. I like it. I just drew a Sycamore. That's beautiful, because we only need one more energy here. And what I can do if I wanted to, well, he's going to end. That's going to hurt a little bit since we're down to 2 cards, but hopefully we'll get something. Another Mini Galio. What I could do is, and what I probably want to do, is hit someone on the bench with Shining Arrow for 50, probably the Wishy-Washy, although really it's pretty much gonna be game over. So I'm gonna just hit the Wishy-Washy for the 50. That takes him down into range if I get Mini Solgaleo, but I have a feeling Wishy-Washy's coming out this turn. Let's see what we get. Nothing worthwhile. but there's just not much he can do because he knocks this out. Yeah, I mean, there was not much way around that I was going to knock out whatever. Granted, I still needed an energy on the Solgaleo, but I could throw the Rayquaza out, get that last energy. I could stand to lose my 2 single prize cards to do it. So I had that game pretty well in hand. We're going to come back and play another match. All right, we're back for another match, and I'm pretty sure I'm up against the Gardevoir deck. So we're going to get a chance to see how well Solgaleo works against Gardevoir. If things work out all right, we could have a game. You know, you just never know how it's going to run. But I've got the Lele for the start, which is good. If I have a Brigette, he's got the ideal setup going. Yes, but hopefully we will as well. We do have our Brigette, which is great. So we're going to do the same kind of setup that he would be wanting. I'm going to retreat into Vulpix and call it a turn. Let's see how we go. If he gets a Brigette going, we'll have just a race to see who sets up first. I mean, he gets the first beacon, but he doesn't have anything on the bench, which is, I mean, other than the 1 route. He doesn't have a setup, so yep, that's pretty typical. So I think we might be able to get a little bit ahead of him here. I would have liked to have gone maybe something a little better. So we're going to beacon for a pair of Cosmoems. I've got the 2 Solgaleos already in hand, so really, if I draw a Rare Candy, or, I mean, otherwise, we're going to be set up 1 turn ahead of him, and if I can get 1 more energy, so I can, well, once I have Ultra Road, it won't matter, so, but he was able to Rare Candy into a Gardevoir, so he beat me to the punch. So really, oh, he's playing the Sylveon version, which is the version of Gardevoir that I play. But I don't use Vulpix in that version. I've never done that, so that's interesting. We're gonna have to end, I think. I mean, I don't want to do that because I've got my 2. So what I want to do is bring up Remoraid, I think, and then Rayquaza, and call it a day. He's probably thinking, you gave up your so unless he has a Guzma, which he probably does, or can now get, we will. If he does, there's nothing I can do because he'll knock out one of my Cosmoems. Oh, but he's not going for a Lele and a Guzma, it doesn't look like. Good for me. Granted, what it will take is 9 energy total. I thought he... Yeah. Dang. I thought he had already played his supporter that turn. I don't know what I was thinking. It doesn't matter. I can Ultra Road. He's got 3. I'm going to give him 2 extra cards. What do I save? Yeah. No, you know what? Well, let's see. I've got my other mini Solgaleo. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of it and roll the dice, but I don't want to give him anything extra. All right. Well, I can Field Blower. Oh boy, I'm in a bad spot actually. I've got to put one there. It would take 9 to knock me out. I don't think he can do it. So I'm rolling the dice. I don't like this move, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to do this. We're going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then Lele's can do a little damage if he's loading up on energy. Rayquaza can help me get my energy back. And hopefully I'll be able to knock Guardy out this turn. Let's see how it rolls. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. There's 180. All right. I'm going to grab a Guzma with my Lele, and I'm going to take out Gardevoir. He's going to have another Gardevoir coming up. That's all right, because I think once we get ahead, well, maybe he'll have 2 coming up, but I don't even have to use Lele to grab Guzma, so that's good. Here we go. And that's the beauty. So even without weakness, and now I have no energy on him, so even if he gets a Gardevoir out and he gets the maximum energy, he's going to get double Colorless and 2 more if he had both Gardevoirs out. I mean, you know, he'll be doing 1, 2, 3, 4, so 120 damage, which is not much. I mean, it's enough, but it's not gonna be the end-all, be-all of me. And I've got an energy. I can move out Rayquaza, get Solgaleo pumped back up, and hopefully, unless he takes out Rayquaza right now, which would be the smart. Oh, once again. Trying to slow me down, but all right, I guess we're not taking out a Lele. That's fine. That's not the worst thing. Less target. So here we go. Ultra Road. And Turbo Storm. So again, I don't think he's going to get 9 energy, even if he Guzmas me up this turn. And I think he's used 2 so far, 3. So, I mean, he probably has a 4th, but if he, well, he's not going to do it this turn. So that's something, because I'll move, I'll throw an energy onto Lele, move Lele up active, knock out Octillery, and put Lele out as a little bit of a bait. So, so we're going to do that. Which puts us in a much better position now. And we got another Rayquaza, should we need it. And with Lele, I could do 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140. But, all right, let's see where we're at. Boo, that's awful. That's an awful draw. All right. Well, that's going to be a little tough. That was a pretty smart move. So that was a good move on his part. I keep forgetting about how good Sylveon's GX move can be in a situation like that. That was quality smart. One that makes Malcolm Reynolds go, what? Malcolm Reynolds is my man crush. Is my mustache game on point? I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Alright, well. There's not much we can be doing at the moment. Except trying. And trying, and we're going to get you and you, because he does have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's got the 9 it takes to knock me out. So, I don't know that I can hold him off. This is a tight one. Tight like a tiger. Oy vey, it's a tight one. Whew. Let's see. I mean, here we go. Let's see. This is kind of our last shot. What do I want to do? I don't want to give him the automatic win. So what I want to do, yes, is take the N, Thought I had a Guzma. I don't. So now we're in a little more of a tight spot. But I don't think he's got the Guzma either, although if he's sitting on that 4th one right now, that's game. And if he's not, then I think, oh no, that's not game for me. But I will be able to give him a knockout. And I'll do the end now, so that he'll only have 1 card in his hand at least. I mean, well, he's got the right, but I did get the one that I needed, so that's something. This is a tight game. There's my last Guzma. So he just needs to knock 1 out, which he can knock out anybody with if he can. But I don't think he can get that active. So we are truly, that's amazing. We are so even here, but I think since he can't pull out one of mine, I think I've got this one. He can do 110. I think I've got it. Because I can Ultra Road Solgaleo out, and then Guzma, Gardevoir. I've cleared his memory, and we Fang of the Sun for the knockout. That was a great game. I tried to say that. I should have done that first. I keep forgetting. That was a great game, but that shows the strength of this Solgaleo deck. Took down Gardevoir, world champion kind of deck. And I mean, it was tit for tat, but it just comes down to the finer details. So I think I found myself a winner. Solgaleo, again, was the first deck I ever built, and I couldn't get it to work. Rayquaza helps make it work. Vulpix helps make it work. All these things that have come just after in these sets. And, you know, I'm sure Crimson Invasion is going to give this a little boost. I'm really excited. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any comments or suggestions, leave them down below. I would love to hear from you. Subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. And as always, be kind, be safe, and be happy. I'll see you next time. Thank you.